Hey everybody, this is Joe from JoeRocksCoronado. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make this cool little painted rock. I use it kind of to hold a candle, a tea light. So it's a pretty simple process using just a couple of colors. As you can see, I got white here and yellow and orange. But you can use whatever colors you want. It's more about getting the right effect so it looks cool. And then I just put a little border of different colors around the outside edge. So I don't know if you can see that very well because the camera kind of wants to make the bright part a little bit too bright. So anyway, there's the little tea light, as you can see. So I'm going to show you this from start to finish because some of the comments I got from the previous videos that the projects I was working on were already in progress, already started, and so they wanted to see the entire process. So see if I can do that, and without further ado, let's get right into this and I'll show you how to make this cool project.
Okay, so here's the rock I'm going to use. Basic rock, and if you're wondering what this little platform is that I have underneath here, this is a little thing I just got. It's actually for photography, product photography. You can put your product on it. It's got little switches there to make it rotate so that you can take various angles, shots of whatever products you're selling. But it works great for painting rocks, especially for the technique I'm going to show you right now. So the first trick is to get it centered on the spinning thing. At some point I think I'm going to put draw some crosshairs on it, but it's pretty easy to get it close to center, and for the technique I'm using, it doesn't have to be exactly in the middle. So I think I got it. It's right about there, and I use that little wooden thing to kind of find, visually it gives you something to look at when you're trying to find the center. So I'm going to start off by just putting a spot of white in the middle, acrylic paint there, and that's the same acrylic paint I use on most of my rocks, and you can get it from Michael's, so this is the gold one. You can get it from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon, even Walmart has different ones. This is a metallic, which looks really nice when it dries. And then I've also got a bronze here. So the effect I'm going to go for is starting from the middle with kind of a bright white spot, and then it gets darker as it goes toward the outside. And then lastly, just a little bit of black on the outside. Now it's a little tricky using black. A lot of times if you use black with other colors, you're gonna end up with mud, and I'm a little bit worried that might happen here. But if I put it right on the outside edge there, I'm hoping it'll just darken it up really nice on the edge. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Alright, so you want to use I like using this one because it's an older brush, it's kind of stiff. And really what I'm doing is I'm going to get the paint to sort of swirl out from the middle. So I use this little round weight just to prop my arm on so I can get just the right distance from the rock. And then it's just patience, because this thing doesn't turn real fast, and frankly I wouldn't want it to turn really fast. I just want to kind of slowly start from the center and just work the brush in wider and wider circles, and that's going to drag those little drops of paint that I put there and kind of blend them together. Now there's other ways to do this, but I think this is the only way I know that you can get this exact effect where it's really precise, kind of swirly looking on the paint. You could do just paint blending where you put the light spot down and then put the next one and blend it together. You can do that and it can still look great. So don't think you have to be locked into this technique, but this one's kind of fun, and the little platform that I'm using to spin it, it's really not that expensive. I want to say it was 24 bucks or something like that. So not terribly expensive, and you can also use it for your photography too. So that's kind of cool. So you can see here the gold is blending right in. Now I'm starting to pick up some of that copper. Try to stay real steady so that it looks nice and smooth. It's kind of mesmerizing. So almost there. I'm starting to pick up some of the black. It's starting to darken up a little bit. I can see it right in there. And I don't want to go too far out on the edge of the rock because the rock starts to kind of get misshapen on the sides. So really I just want, in this case, I really just want kind of a circle, and then then it'll get me to the next phase where I'm going to put a border around it before I seal it. So I'm almost there. So coming to the end here. It takes a lot of, for me, it takes a lot of concentration to do this really smoothly. Okay, so this is a different one I did so you can see the colors, and it's dry, so I can start putting the border around it. This one I used white and some different shades of some light green. Chartreuse, I think, is in there. And so now I'm going to get my puffy paints out, because I'm just going to put a nice little border with some copper and some green. And this little platform rotating actually works pretty well for doing work like this too, because you don't have to keep touching the rock to switch it, move it around. Anyway, so I'm starting with the copper, and I leave just enough space between these dots because I want to have alternating colors of green and copper. And again, sometimes it's just patience. I had a question from the last video about the music in the background. You can hear guitar and stuff playing in there. That's just a little piece of guitar that I recorded to put as background. It's not an actual song. Someone asked if I could tell them the name of the song. It's not a song. I just played some chords and added them into the background just to kind of fill in some of the gaps. Make it sound consistent through the whole thing. So ready for the green. Test it out. Make sure it's flowing well. And we're going to work our way around. Now the border style is pretty optional, and you'll see at the end of this video I'll show you all the different patterns that I used for different colors, just to kind of vary the look of some of these tea light candle holder painted rocks. So it's really up to your creativity and what you want to do, and there's plenty of ideas online for color schemes and stuff like that you can apply as a border. I always got to remind myself to just breathe when I'm doing work like this. Relax, breathe, don't stress. Because you can get tense trying to be so precise. Next thing you know, you're sitting there, lack of air. So we're almost done here. And then after this, I got to let it dry, put some sealer on it. And I'm going to show you here that at the end of all this, I'm going to add in all 9 of the rocks, sealed, borders completed, everything. So that's how that looks. Yep, so here they are. Got the orange and the black and the blue and the green, the purple, the pink, more green, bronze, greenish yellow, and finally the red. And then here they all are in a photo that I posted on Instagram, just so you could see them all together. So thanks for watching.